wanted it to go with my aesthetic. I wanted it to be part of my bright, flowy summer, spring wardrobe, but it never happened. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. I know I've got a lot of new subscribers, so happy to have you here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you don't miss an update. All right, today is a special video because as you all saw in my last video of 2023, I talked about how I'm going 365 days without buying any new clothes. And that's very challenging. I did try this a couple years ago and I had a little bit of success with it, but through all of that, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my style. I learned a lot about what I like, what I don't like, and I learned a lot about my spending habits. So I hope you'll join me on this journey. In order to kind of help with this journey, I have turned to some other resources. I want to have as much success in this goal as I possibly can. And so I know I can't do it alone. So I have turned to an app to help me with. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that app today. I'm going to look at my laptop because I took some notes here that I want to share with you in case you are considering doing this challenge. And you can start anytime you want. I just decided to make it this year because at the end of last year, I made a lot of purchases. I bought a lot of clothes. When I say a lot is relative to the person. And for me, I don't buy a lot of new clothes. I do thrift a lot, but I don't buy off the rack. You won't find me at the mall shopping. Like, that's just not my thing. I do not like the mall. But you will find me in the thrift store and you will find me looking for items that are new with tags. So that excites me. So how I am staying on track to achieve this 365 days without buying any new clothes. I'm approaching this in chunks. So I'm trying to do this in a 3-month time period. Then another 3 months, then another 3 months, then another 3 months, then another 3 months. And hopefully I can get through it like that. So far this year, so good. And by the time you're seeing this, we are almost halfway through the first month and I've been successful. Buying new clothes is so tempting because we see new things on TV, we see celebrities wearing new things, we see things on social media. Instagram is notorious for inspiring us to wear new clothes, and we're so tempted to just go search for it, click that link, and then go ahead and buy it. And the next thing you know, you've got something that may or may not be worn. And then what are you gonna do? Maybe you'll return it in time, but in a lot of cases, we don't get it back. We don't return it back in time, and we end up getting stuck with it. You saw that I had received some boots and shoes from a girlfriend who missed out on the return period. So she ended up gifting them to me. Of course, I felt good about that, but that happens to a lot of us, and perhaps we don't have anyone that we can gift it to. But I implore you to think carefully about making purchases of new clothing. And it's not always about sustainability, although I am trying to be as sustainable as possible when it comes to my wardrobe. But beyond that, it's just having a lot of excess that's not always necessary. Step back and ask yourself a few questions when you see something that you just clicked on. Does this piece fit into my overall style? Does it go with my aesthetic? Do I already own something similar? Just start thinking back. Did I buy something like this? Does this look like something I already have? Be honest with yourself. Would I get more than one season wear out of this particular piece? That's important. You want to be able to wear things more than once and more than in just the summer and spring. Obviously, you're gonna have those pieces, shorts and t-shirts and things like that, that are gonna be specifically for summer. But when you look at the bulk of your wardrobe, you wanna have it span over a couple of seasons, especially if you live in a place that has more than 2 seasons. Can I wear this piece different ways? So maybe you have a pair of jean shorts. Jean shorts can be worn in the summer. Jean shorts can also be worn in the fall with tights. Jean shorts can also be worn in the winter with thick tights, boots, heavy coat. So obviously jean shorts, that's something we can all put in our wardrobe if we feel comfortable wearing something like that. So think like that. Are there currently other pieces in my wardrobe that can be combined with this new piece? Similarly to wearing it different kinds of ways. Making sure that if I buy, for example, I'll take myself as an example. I love the color yellow. I think yellow looks good on me, and I think it's a great color, but it's not something that I wear on a regular. Last year, I bought a pair, no, not last year, year before last. I bought a pair of yellow cargos, these right here. And they still have the tags on them. They're still hung up in the closet. It didn't really go with my aesthetic. I wanted it to go with my aesthetic. I wanted it to be part of my bright, flowy summer, spring wardrobe, but it never happened. And so now I have these yellow cargos that I'm not wearing. So I've recently decided to upcycle them, and I feel like I may get wear out of them if they were a cargo skirt instead of pants. The pants aren't straight, they're not baggy. I like a more of a loose fitting pant or something to fit that kind of in between doesn't really go with me. So yeah. So that's a problem, you know, and you don't want to end up with too many pieces like that in your wardrobe, because then you have a bunch of stuff that you don't wear, and then you start feeling like, oh my goodness, I don't have any clothes, when you really do have clothes in your wardrobe. So today I want to talk to you very briefly. We're not going to go too deep into it, but I want to talk to you very briefly about an app that I've started using to help me on this 365 of no new clothes journey. And the app is called A Closet. I mentioned it in my final video of 2023. And I didn't get a chance to actually put it up on the screen, so I want to put it up on the screen for you. This is what it looks like. It was developed by these 2 Korean guys who have really kind of organized this app to do 3 things. One of the things that the app does is it helps to organize your clothing. That's the first thing. So you upload pictures of your clothes every day, and it allows you to put the color, the brand, the style, whatever, into the app. This is really helpful, and I personally started doing this back in November. I wanted to get a jump start. I knew that I was gonna buy a bunch of stuff at the end of the year, and I knew that I wanted to start the year off consuming less. And I figured, you know, let me find something that is going to really help me get through this challenge. And I actually heard another YouTuber talk about this, and I was like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna need to get started. So you upload your clothes, and then that way you can see everything that you have. You can create these digital closets through this app, and it kind of helps you to identify your own personal style. Now, I will tell you there are several typos in here in the app. Some things don't always read very clearly, but for my purposes and for what I'm trying to do, organize my clothes and really see what I have, this is one of the tools that I'm using. This is one of the resources and one of the ways that I am helping to stay on target for this 365 days of not buying any new clothes. could just take pictures and put them in little folders on my phone, but that doesn't really work well for me. With this app, I can look at all my tops, all my pants, all my skirts, all my dresses, all my handbags. Everything I can put in there and look at. Now, the app also allows you to sell clothing kind of like Poshmark, but I'm not using it for that purpose. I don't see myself using it for that purpose, but you might have an interest in that. For me personally, I find Poshmark to be sufficient for my needs, so I don't need anything. I am solely using this app just to keep track of the clothes that I have. And so I wanted to share that with you today. I thought, many of you reached out to me via Instagram, not so much on YouTube, but there were several folks on Instagram when I posted about the 365 days of no new clothes, and were like, oh, I think I'm going to join this with you. Good luck on this challenge. And I thought, you know what, let me share the resource that I'm using. And I'm planning to talk about how my journey is going at least once a month so you all can see what's happening. But I do want to show you on the app how I've started tracking my clothes, the brands. It's clear that there are certain brands that I like, and it's clear that I have a lot of clothing that I have made for myself that's in my wardrobe. And for me, it really makes me feel good that the clothes that I am creating, I'm actually wearing them and I'm getting wear out of them on a regular basis. So that to me was really important as well. So again, today's episode is all about this app that I'm using, and just a tool that if you decide that you want to maybe track your clothes, whether you're not buying new, whether you are buying new, this will also help you kind of track what's coming in. What are you pulling for? What are you reaching for on a regular basis? And I know for me, I know that there are certain pairs of shoes that I'm reaching for on a regular basis. And in the wintertime, I'm consistently wearing the same boots on a regular basis. And I've tried to keep my boot game kind of minimal, but I don't know, last year, I bought at least, I think, 2 new pairs of boots, but black and brown, because those are staples. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. One of the things that I'm planning to do is bring to you how you can thrift a capsule wardrobe. And this app to me is really going to help with that. We're going to do some thrifting, some very targeted thrifting, so that you can build a wardrobe this year that you will want to pull on a regular basis without spending a whole lot of money, but still having nice, really quality pieces. All right, you guys, thanks again for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on that bell so that you don't miss an episode. All right, you guys, have a great one and see you soon. Bye.